Well, welcome to another Sunday night Scrap Chat Live with me, Scrap and Irish, and whoever else comes up on the panel as the hour progresses. So, very interesting show over there at Shark Scrapper. I'm sure we'll continue that chat when he gets here. Very innovative new tool on the Boardsort website that's going to be going into operation. So that is going to be something interesting for those people in America who sell their boards to Boardsort, of course. Now, let's get back to the beginning here. And first person in was JCT. JCT, welcome in. Followed by Andy. Welcome in, Andy. Ron, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is good. Ron, Andy talking. Andy saying, all good, thank you. I'm doing an aluminium and stainless steel run this week, so we'll pop over after if that's okay. I think she's talking to Ron on that one. Everyday Solars, Stan was in. Welcome in, Everyday Solars. Good to see you. Paul Frost, welcome in. Good to see you. Ron again, Ron, Everyday Solars, Ron. E-Waste Jill, welcome in. Good to see you. Where am I here? Giant Secret 3, welcome in. E-Waste Jill, Paul Frost, Ron, HH Recycling. So I think I am fully, no, not Patrick Williams just popped in. So now I am fully, and now E-Waste Mike has just popped in. So I think I'm caught up now. Excuse me. I think I'm caught up now on the chat. So yeah, that was an interesting chat over there that Shark Scrapper was having. Alex Man 281, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, guys, down there, the little thumbs up button that's underneath. Hit that if you don't mind. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. And if not, well, sure, what can I do? I can't make you hit it, can I? Oh, we've got the first person in the basement. E-Waste Mike, what are you going to do now that people won't be able to send you pictures and ask you to identify these boards? What are you going to do with all your spare time?
I'm going to get so much stuff done, it'll be unbelievable. I might get to be a millionaire now.
And if people are probably wondering, what are we on about? Well, Jeanette Pickering, welcome in. We're on about what Shark was showing over on his channel there. That what Boardsort is going to be doing. They're launching and like an AI extension on their web page where you can upload a picture of a board and it will tell you what category board that is that they'll give you the price that they pay for that board. So if you're not sure what the electronic board is, this will hopefully identify it for you, so you don't have to be annoying the likes of E-Waste Mike anymore, sending them pictures and saying, Mike, what board is this? What category is this going to? Unless you like doing it to them, of course.
And the bad part is they don't listen to me anyway.
So even if you told them what it was, they still don't listen. Electronic Scrapper, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is good with you as well. Yeah, so that's well, I suppose that's the power of AI nowadays. That's where things are heading. That's where AI helps us out. So AI will be identifying the circuit boards on Boardsort's website to help you out. Now, again, it's only in testing mode at the moment, so it's going to go live next week. And I'm sure, like anything, it will make mistakes. But once the boards are delivered to Boardsort, they still will be going through them themselves. So making sure that the AI is working properly. But it's more to help identify stuff and get an idea of what they have. Hey, Mike number 2, Mike's Meltdown, welcome in. E-Scrap, welcome in. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Mike, anyway. He's still going to, Patrick Williams is still going to listen to you, Mike. He's going to take your advice.
Patrick Williams gets a pass.
Hey, Shark Scrapper.
He at least listens.
That was very interesting. We're just talking about it here. I was saying that was very interesting there, what Boardsort have come up with. It's AI working to our benefit already.
Yeah, I know it is so cool. It is so cool. And yes, I have been able to break it Well, not break it. You can't break the thing, but I have caused it to make mistakes. But Chris was able to retrain it on some of the mistakes that we made when we were beta testing. And you can see where I made, where if you don't send the right picture in, it's going to make mistakes because it can't see it right. So it's such a fascinating tool. It's just really neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. Sorry, there was someone new in the basement there. Unfortunately, I don't know who you are, so you're not going to get up. It's only people we know that get up on the panel, unfortunately. So I'm afraid you're going to have to build a bit of a rapport with us first to get up here. So if I don't know who you are, unfortunately, you don't get up. It's just the way it is. And here was an interesting comment that was left on one of my videos earlier, Shark. And it was a dig at all us YouTubers at the same time. I put up a video. I forget what the video was called. What was the video called? Let me have a look and see what it was called. It was the one where I was showing the sulfuric acid how to get the gold bond wires out of the sulfuric acid. And this person put up a comment. There's a reason why a lot of us started this 20 years ago, kept our mouths shut. Because we knew that more people that knew about it, the harder it would be to get metal at a good price. Now, thanks to social media and hundreds of people like you looking for attention, everyone knows about it. So there we go. We've upset. Now, again, I understand their point. As hobby scrapper like me, I'm not making a living for it. So if I don't pick up something, it doesn't bother me. But if you're out there every day picking stuff up, and the likes of me, a hobbyist scrapper, is out there grabbing bits that you were making money off, and I'm just hobby scrapping, then things. So, but the bit looking for attention was the bit that got me. But I didn't even bother. I wasn't even going to come back. I just give it the thumbs up and the heart. There was no point getting into an argument over it. As I say, I don't know that person, and I'm not going to worry about that person. And if I've upset them, I apologize. But if you are doing it for 20 years, you should have built up enough of a base at this stage. If you're good at your job, you should have enough of a base for the likes of me or the likes of any of the other hobbyist scrappers not to really interfere with your thing. If I'm affecting the amount of scrap you're picking up, well, then I'd be looking in the mirror at myself and saying, what am I doing wrong that these guys are getting the scrap that I'm not getting? So instead of blaming everyone else, maybe look at yourself first. That'd be my answer to that question, or that comment.
TikTok, the game's locked. Nobody else can play.
Yeah. It's like no one else is allowed to know about this scrap thing. No one else is allowed. Look at it. The world is in such a way now that everyone's going to know about everything. So we're so close together. Information is out there. Even that AI that's there now, identifying boards and stuff, that's going to make more people hold on to stuff they were thrown away, because they're going to say, oh, well, look at that. I just identified that, and that's worth. There was one of them stuff there that you were doing was $100 a pound, was it, or something like that? I think the gold cap CPUs or something, and they'd be saying, I was throwing them away for ages. I didn't think they were worth anything, So it's the way it is out there anymore. I just want to say hi to a few people that came in. Richard came in, JD Recycling came in, Wageslave, you're in, came in, professional victim. Hill 13 came in. Who else came in? Patrick Williams is still there. Leanne came in. Welcome in, Leanne. And Mike's Meltdown, Mike number 2, is on the panel at the moment. So welcome in, Mike, as well.
I am here.
What did Richard said? Irish, I tell computer shops that there is so little value in computers, but I enjoy spending weeks to get it. Okay, exactly. It's very low value, but I don't mind spending weeks to get it. Exactly the same thing. But yeah, so Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. Mm-hmm. Cherry obituary.
Yeah, but I suppose there is a lot more. Again, when scrap prices are high, you see it yourself. There's a lot more street scrappers out there, a lot more people picking up scrap. And then when the prices drop, them guys have disappeared again, and that. So it must be annoying for the guys that are like doing it as a full-time job. Like all of a sudden, everyone is picking up what you were picking up, your material. But after 20 years, you should have a good clientele built up of people that you call to regularly, and if you're looking after them properly and they think they're getting a good deal off you, they're not going to go to someone that's just come onto the scene. Simple as. That's my thought.
Yeah, I certainly understood with, especially with street scrappers, at least I remember when I was regularly street scrapping down in Florida, I had routes that I ran on a regular basis. I knew when the bulk pickup days were. I knew, which neighborhoods were good, which weren't. And when I would see another street scrapper, there was a part of me that was like, oh, man, now I got to get up a little bit earlier to get ahead of that guy. Those kind of things, right? So I get it. I understand. But hey, it's not like I own the streets or the scrap. If they want to get up earlier than me and get out there, God bless them.
If someone's getting up earlier than you, you have a choice. Your choice is you have to get up earlier than them. That's as simple as. Or you can stay in bed and let them have the scrap. Whinging and moaning and tell other people about it isn't going to solve that problem.
I have a question.
Oh, Mike, hold on. What is your question, Mike?
I forgot. Hey, Shark.
Yeah.
So if I send Mr. Oscar a picture of this, what's he going to tell me?
No, he's gonna explode.
Mike, I don't know, because what Oscar will pick something out of that picture and identify it. And I suspect that if that ram stick is in the middle of the picture, it'll cue in on the ram stick.
Well, I kind of staged that right there.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I mean, Chris, they did say in the camera notes that you want to have one item in the image and, a clear picture of the one item. So when you send it a mashup like that, what I've discovered is it'll pick something. You just don't know what it's going to pick to grade out.
Oh.
What it's actually going to do there for you, Mike, is it's going to tell you to box all that stuff up and send it to Shark for proper identification.
Yeah.
I don't even send it to Boardsort. Let alone send it to that clown down there.
I'm glad he's going to limit it to 20 photos a day, because yourself with the amount of stuff that people will be putting up onto it straight away, it's going to be inundated with photographs and photographs and photographs. So by limiting it to 20 a day per person, it kind of makes it more accessible for everyone else, because if everyone was putting up hundreds of photos in the day, you guaranteed it'll be crashing, it'll be breaking down, it'll be slow returning images, it'll be slow returning information. So at least he's doing that anyhow.
Yeah. And there was a question from Andy about can people from Europe still send pictures? Yes, it doesn't care where the pictures are coming from. If you upload the picture, it's going to identify it. Just understand that the price that it reveals is the Boardsort price in US dollars per pound. So just keep that in mind when it identifies the item for you.
Yeah. You have to be registered with it as well. That's the other thing. So Andy, you have to register with Boardsort to use it.
I cannot imagine, other than people like Shark and Mike who do this, professionally, having more than 20 boards a day that need identification, especially having 20 different boards. If you guys are taking apart things that are similar in nature, the boards are all going to have a similar appearance and probably be categorized in the same category. So I can't imagine more than 20 needed.
Yeah, very, very good point, Mike. That is a good point. Again, it's only going to be people that are collecting a lot of stuff that's going to be uploading the photos, and you get the person every so often, like Andy there, who's not sure what the board is and just wants to know what it is, and we'll just do it, as well.
Yeah, but a motherboard is a motherboard is a motherboard. They're not very different. So
yeah, but there'll be different prices for Boardsort. That's the main thing there for Boardsort is the prices. You have your different pricing for the different type boards.
But I can imagine, you take some computers apart, you have two, the motherboards in them, probably 4 of them look identical pretty much, and one of them's a little bit of an oddball. You might upload images of 2 of them.
Oh yeah. While the computers are trying to get server hundreds of images, guard everything. I don't know. It sounds useful, honestly. But then some things other than motherboards would be used. Well, it identifies all different. Like it'll identify RAM sticks. It'll identify different CPUs. It'll identify the boards on the different types of hard drives. Stuff like that. It's not just for your main motherboard. It'll identify anything I suppose that Boardsort have for sale or buy. I mean, anything that Boardsort buy, eventually it'll be used to identify any of them products.
I would not waste time sending in pictures of RAM sticks.
Yeah, well, your RAM. But again, true enough. Yeah, if you don't know what a RAM stick is, if you don't know what the RAM stick is at this stage, well, then, but again, new people come and don't know. Let's just face it. New people come and don't know on some things. Because I do get, when I be talking and sometimes on a video and someone will go, what's a RAM stick? So I have to tell them what a RAM stick is, because I might be just saying, I might be answering a question. Some people say to me, what's the easiest thing to recover gold from in computers? And I just put down RAM sticks. And I think, what's a RAM stick? And I'm thinking, right, you're going into this gold recovery and you don't know what a RAM stick is. You have a lot of research to do yet before you even think about doing the gold recovery.
Irish, that's a really important observation. And one of the things that Chris and I talked about was we have a bias because we look at this stuff all the time.
Yes.
And one of the things that Chris really had to wrestle with was getting out of his own bias. And even at that, he recognizes that that bias is still in his AI training. And so it's going to be really important as people use the tool to help Chris understand that different perspective. And Chris, even more than most of us, because he's running a full up scrapyard, he gets a lot of people that show up and they have no idea what they're doing, and so they literally will say, "What's this?" And Chris will have to say, "It's a RAM stick, gold RAM, no shield."
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot. It's intended for everybody, going from the brand new scrapper all the way up to people like us that have a little more experience. And it's just a question of how smart the engine is going to get at identifying stuff.
Watch was saying there, Plain Scrapper, grading the difference between peripherals and telecom and even mid-grade. Yeah, that's where it will become good if it gets right up to really intelligent, and that's what the way AI works. It starts off and it isn't going to be getting everything perfect, but eventually it gets to such a stage, it'll be able to tell you that's a low-grade board peripheral, high-grade peripheral, and because again, 2 peripheral boards here, you'll be like, does that go into low-grade? Does that go into mid-grade? Does that go into high-grade? And AI will help you distinguish where that goes, because again, already it's a peripheral board, but you're here, which grade will that go into? And again, that comes into people that are selling the boards. If you're not selling your boards and you're taking everything off the boards to recover the gold yourself, it doesn't matter if it's low grade, high grade, or mid grade, because you're taking it all apart anyhow. So it makes no difference to you. So there's no point me going on there and saying, "Oh, I wonder if this is a high grade board or a low grade board." It doesn't matter to me. But if I was selling it, I'd need to know if it was a high grade, low grade, or mid grade. So that's where the AI will be really good once it gets up to that. Welcome in, by the way, Raphael, Plain Scrapper, welcome in. I was going to say, I was just about to mention about uploading a certain photo, and now he's appeared in the basement.
Ian, the answer to your question, before you even ask the question, the answer is it will be graded as a low-grade floppy drive.
He's gone. He froze. He was frozen there. He was just frozen. I was wondering why he wasn't saying anything. It was very quiet for Ian just to be there, and no words out of him. He just broke completely. We'll have to wait for him to come back up again now.
He was shook.
When Ian is quiet, there's a reason. It's usually the computer's frozen.
That'll be the other thing that Chris is going to have to contend with. We're sitting here saying that 20 pictures a day should be fine for, what most people are going to want to use it for, and which we agree. But that there are going to be idiots out there that are going to program a bot to just keep slamming them with porn or, pictures of birds or, anything but scrap. And so the other thing that he's had to do is train the AI to recognize things that are not scrap and block those people out if they keep doing that stuff.
I would never do that.
You're just afraid of what the answer would be.
Right.
Raphael Scrapper said that Ian is going to blame the Irish camera now for that, obviously. I was very disappointed when you uploaded the picture of the ram sticks that didn't come back Irish sucker sticks. I was disappointed that I didn't see that.
Well, he wants to be. He doesn't want to alienate the Irish. Because you might send your Navy after us. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. Send the fishing boys after you, the fishermen. But yeah, no, that was. And so, how long have you been testing it for him now?
Not really that long.
Okay.
He was very careful to make sure that it was good to go before I got to play with it. I mean, in one way or another, he's been working on this for the last 10 years. It's like he had the idea and he was messing around with different things, and then that wasn't working, and he kind of back off. But then as AI came along and got smarter, he was able to really start getting into it and use the AI capability in the last year or so to really bring it along. So,
yeah. What did Electronic Scrapper said? If it could offer a thing, if someone wants to upload more than 20 photos a day, they could pay a subscription fee to allow them to put up more. Yeah, so it could be another revenue stream for him. If you wanted to do that, he could charge a monthly fee. And but again, after a certain length of time in the game, you kind of know, as Mike's Meltdown said, at the beginning you might be uploading a few photos, but then after a while, it'd only be if you came across something awful unusual that you had never seen before, that you might use it. And that means you might be only putting one photo up every month, or every 6 months you'd be looking for information on one photo,
Right.
It might be something, because again, at this stage, the likes of Mike, West Mike there, and Shark Scrapper, when they're packing up the stuff, 99% of the stuff they already know what it's going into. I'd say it's very seldom you have to send any ask Boardsort anything anymore, is it? Or do you still pester them? No answer.
Well, I'm sorry, was that a question?
Yeah, I was saying, do you still have to send much? Do you come across many boards where you get stumped and you go, oh, I'm gonna have to send a photo of this to Chris?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. I wasn't listening, so I'm sorry. Yes, I do. And it's funny because I'll even say to myself, really, you don't know what this is? How can you not know what this is? I yell at myself frequently when I see these things. And you'll even see it sometimes in some of my videos. I'll be like, well, this could be a peripheral high grade, but then again, maybe it's this, and so yeah, I still come across stuff that I'm not sure what it is. And sometimes it's we'll put it in this bin and we'll see if Chris downgrades it. But now we've got the tool to sort of help us along.
Yeah, I suppose it picks out certain components, especially to grade, like between a mid-grade and a high grade. I suppose the AI will go, right, it's got so many of this chip, or it's got so much of this on it, so that's going to make it a higher grade when it's looking at it. And I presume that's what the AI is looking at, the amount of components, what type of components it's picking up on the board and stuff like that,
So Chris is trying to decide in different tests. For a while it was showing the picture from the Boardsort website of that when you go into Boardsort's website and you hover over the item, it'll give you a picture. And so that would come up with the description. But the problem with that was that when it was something like a peripheral high grade board, well, there's so many different types of peripheral high grade boards, it wouldn't look anything like the picture that you submitted. And my feedback to Chris was, we got to be careful with that because you're liable to confuse people. They're liable to say, wait a minute, that's not anything like what I sent you. So why did you grade it as a peripheral high grade? He also, sometimes it would come up and it would say why it graded it. I saw this, and this, and that's why I graded it like this. And so Chris is toying around with which way to go on some of that additional information that's going to be in there. And we may see, once it goes live, we may see different iterations of that as Chris works with the tool. But you're right, it would be useful if it could give a little more explanation to go along with why it made that grade, because that would help people learn how to grade things as well. At least I think it would.
Yeah, like if it said, oh, the reason I've done this is there was IC chips, blah blah blah. There was tantalums there on it, and there was whatever else was there, and then you'd be thinking, oh, that's the tantalums. Oh, and it teach them what tantalums are and stuff like that as well. If you took a picture of a load of tantalums that you'd taken off, and since the picture would have recognized them, have you tried that, Shark?
I did not send any pictures of individual components. Okay. All I was doing was boards. Okay. But that could be interesting I have to see if I even have pictures of individual components. I don't know. I mean, other than CPUs.
Because don't they buy individual components as well? Don't they buy like IC chips by the pound, and don't they buy tantalums and stuff like that? As far as I know, Boardsort, do they?
They do. So you know what? That might be fun. I tell you what. Let me mess around with something real quick, and if it looks like something, I'll share it with you.
Yes.
Raphael, I don't even pay myself, buddy.
Mike, they pay you for keep working. Yeah, Mike just keeps working constantly. While the rest of us is here chatting. Ian Matthews must have just died of a heart attack. There's no sign of him making a reappearance at all. We have good old Parknest up. Parky.
Hello, Parky. That wasn't me.
No, it was Parky.
Try to give the guy a chance, see what he does.
Something weird going on tonight, so there is.
YouTube's been having some issues because I got one of the guys I follow has like 600,000 subs, and he gets thousands of views. He had like 300 views on his video, and I noticed mine are doing the same thing. I'm only getting like 2 or 3 at a time, and then all of a sudden it'll pop and get where it's supposed to be. So,
well, I'm going to introduce now, because I don't think that was Ian Matthews, and I don't think that was Parknest. I think it's someone that has taken their photos and is putting their name and pretending they're them. So what I do, unless the person has already commented in the comments, they're not coming up on the live. So there you go, guys. If you're if you want to come up, you have to have already commented in there, so I know you're the real channel before you come up, because that's just weird how 2 photos.
Irish, I tell you what, you've made it when you have people playing those kind of games on you. You are somebody. You are.
Well, I think that's what it is, because it's just they just had 2 photos of the people, and there was no talk from either of them 2 things. So I think we figured it out. So good try, whoever it was. Well done.
Yeah, got to give you credit for that. Absolutely.
Thinking outside the box. So unless I see that person has been in the chat already talking, they're not coming up. So
I can't believe that I don't have any pictures of just ICs or TLM capacitors that I could throw at that thing.
Hurry up. Take one. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
I'm not taking a, yeah. Your fingers in the way I'll throw it off.
Come on. Come on. Here. Right there.
Yeah, it did look like a low quality photograph. You were correct, Alex. Correct. So, because I was thinking, why didn't Ian come straight back up again? But it was indeed there. It was indeed Matthews that was there.
Well, I found 4 more ceramics in that mess.
Cool.
Well, I found. Oh no, I dropped that. What do you got? I got a pretty good collection going.
Oh, this could be an interesting one. Let's see what it does with this. So I'm going to ask, I've got a picture of a bunch of MOSFETs. I'm going to see what it comes back with. Non-scrap value, $0 per pound.
That's not true because he's bought them off of me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like MOSFETs, apparently. Oscar doesn't like MOSFETs.
Well, Oscar's a grouch.
Yeah, the other thing we could do, you're right, they have to be moving down in the if anyone comes into the chat, I'm gonna ask them to do something. And if they don't do it before I bring them up in the basement, then I know for definite it's just a photo. Make Oscar a moderator. Make Oscar yeah. But in all fairness, that was good thinking outside of the box, whoever was that. I have to give you kudos for that. Well done. I have more hair than the 3 of you, but I'm uglier than I don't know about that. I will stay in the chat. Come on, Richard. Come on, Richard. Yeah. E. Matthews is probably listening to us there. He goes, why are people saying that I'm up on the live and I'm not even I'm sitting down watching TV. I'm not even in my shed doing anything.
Yeah, I'm going to have to mess around with them. I hadn't thought about doing that when we were beta testing this thing. I didn't think about sending it pictures of the actual components. So I'll mess around with that this week and see what happens.
Yeah, well, what should be just the components, I suppose, that they have on their website that they buy themselves. So that way, then at least you can see if it'll work for them. You cannot allow others to use the content from your video, but YouTube doesn't stop it. Yeah, true enough. Yeah, YouTube has a rule that no one can take content or take pictures from another person's YouTube streams, and but then you're allowed to take it for only educational purposes. So you could take something from this now and say, I want to do a critique of these 4 idiots here talking about scrap, and say they are incorrect with that information, and then you can play that video if you want. You can do that. You're allowed to do that.
So you got to be careful with that, because those reaction kind of thing, they call that fair use.
Yes.
Because you're using somebody else's content, but you're doing something with it. But fair use is not permission to use someone's content. It's an excuse for using someone's, or defense for using someone's content. So a person can still submit a strike against you, but then you have to defend yourself claiming that it was fair use. It's a very tricky place to be.
Okay.
And one thing that I have noticed on a lot of reaction videos for music, if they're trying to use the video of the original performance, a lot of times they have to blur out the video of the original performance, so you can't really see what would be happening in the scrapping video to react to it.
Yeah. And again, you see it with sport videos when there's guys doing about sports, and they'll say talking about the football match, and they'll put up the match, but they'll be all blurred out when they're and you can't see the actual thing, because again, they know if they use my content, the chance of me going to court or whatever are pretty slim. But if you're using one of the big sports companies' content, they're going to bring you to court fairly quick. They have the money behind them to do what they want to do. I'd be interested in how Oscar deals with several of the same boards of varying degrees of depopulation. Well, now that would be an interesting one, yeah. So there's another one for you to test out on your beta testing, Shark. Get a few boards and remove some of the vital contents off them. Like, would say, if you know how Boardsort want the gold corner BGAs left on to give you the highest thing, take a picture of the board with the gold corner BGA missing off it and see would it downgrade the board automatically. You know?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, because that should. In fact, I'm going to make a note about doing that.
See, this is the good thing about when people are all in the chat and people come up with these little things, and it helps in the and this will help out get this thing working as best it can when it comes to launching fully. Hey, welcome in, Ralph Morrick. Good
Love
to
you,
see
Ralph.
you.
I was a little mad at Ralph the other day because he wasn't streaming Minecraft.
Hey, I seen that. He wasn't playing Minecraft. I was there. What's this? He's playing a new game. I don't believe it.
He didn't even get a comment from me. I was so pissed off.
I was watching TV and I took my phone and I seen, Ralph was live, and I said, Ralph will be playing his Minecraft. And I clicked into it and I said, this is not Minecraft. He's playing a new game.
Traitor.
Well done, Ralph. Spice it up with new games, Ralph. Spice it up. Everyone is playing Minecraft. There's hundreds of Minecraft channels out there. Millions of them. Be different. Be different, Ralph. Don't be the same.
Remember,
Leanne said you don't say that to her, that you love her.
I love everybody but Shark, Chris at Boardsort, HH Recycling.
What are you pouring in there, or what are you doing?
Pouring acid in here.
Oh, I like them new acid-resistant gloves you were wearing. They're very good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and pouring it out of a metal container. Very cool.
Yes.
And I got my squints on. Put my finger in it. Look. Put my finger in it.
Okay, so it's not acid.
Children, don't tie this at home.
Hey Shark, I got my item from Vivor. It arrived.
Oh,
Now
very cool.
I've ordered the rigidizer, so that's on the way. So once that comes, I'll be able to use that. I've ordered the longer tongs for it. I've ordered some extra crucibles, and I've ordered some molds. So you will soon get to see Scrapper and Irish probably setting himself on fire, trying to melt some copper.
That'll be awesome.
You know. So, Ralph Morris, be prepared for loads of questions, Ralph. Oh, James P, welcome in. Sorry, James, I missed you coming in. James P is saying Ian. So Ian Matthews said 3 times. Mineral oil.
Mineral oil. Okay.
I have a little constipation problem.
If you drink all that, you're going to have no more constipation problems.
I actually got
Exactly the opposite.
when cut the pound off electric motors. I was going to get in. Somebody told me to try it.
It's up near the top, Ian. Just scroll up near the top and you'll see the link.
No, I'll put it in for Ian again. Jesus. Ian.
Man, some people got to hold it. You want Irish to come over there and click on it for you?
I'm sure he does something in the basement. You let him up.
Your Wi-Fi is breaking down, Mike.
While we're waiting for Ian to come up, Mike
to get his Wi-Fi sorted.
These are actually really good. They're it's mostly just a carbonated water, but they put a little bit of flavor in there, and they use agave, so you don't have the heavy sugar and artificial sweeteners and all that kind of stuff. No caffeine. Don't confuse this with the stuff that has caffeine in it.
Ian Matthews in the basement, I want you to put your thumbs up like that. I want to make sure it's not a pre-recorded video. Okay, thumbs are down, but he done the opposite to what I wanted him to do. But anyhow.
That's typical of what you would expect from him.
Yeah, but AI wouldn't have done that, would it?
Ian.
AI would have done that.
Yeah, Ian, did you see the impersonator of you that was here earlier?
No, I didn't.
Oh, someone come up and they had a photo taken of, a screenshot obviously taken, and they used that as their picture. And I said, oh, Ian's in the basement. I brought them up, and they said there was nothing. And then that disappeared. And then a few minutes later, Park Nest appeared. I brought Park Nest up, and actually there was no movement out of Park Nest as well, but he was playing music in the background. So we discovered it was someone impersonating me.
What, you mean someone managed to impersonate this green screen?
Well, they just took a screenshot of the green screen. And you.
Anyway, hello, James.
Well, I want to say hello to Craig. Hello, guys. Found your channel. I have a question for you. I could use a little help. Well, let's go, Craig. While we have Ian Matthews on the panel, who is a encyclopedia of knowledge, now is your time to ask the question.
Is it whiskey or whiskey?
Is whiskey with an E or without an E?
Oh, don't start that. Don't start that. That upset us Scottish people here the last day.
My bro Mike's back with a clean bench. Hello, my bro Mike.
Do you guys know about scrapping X-ray film for silver? Well, we know a little bit. What do you want to know?
That it ain't worth it.
Well, unless you have a lot of it, and
it's got a couple of £100.
Yeah, you'd want to have a couple of £100 of it to make it economical for the amount of acid you'll be using.
Well, in the old
he's using the bleach method. So yes, that's something now I was looking into myself, because I was looking at nitric acid is very expensive. We all know that, and I'm running low on my nitric acid. And I'm actually looking into the bleach method at the moment. So I may know a little bit more information for you at maybe next week's show. I might know a bit more, but let's see what he's saying. And I tried stripping, where is it here? He's saying, and I tried stripping the silver bleach, but it costs more in bleach than silver. Now, see, this is where we come into it. This is because you're going to need, again, even with the bleach is cheap. Here in Ireland, you can buy bleach for less than €5 for 5 liters of it. So if you so it wouldn't be the dearest thing. So if you're finding that too expensive for 5 liters of it, then you don't have enough material.
Anyway, I was saying, back in the old days, you know, when I used to have my portrait taken at school, you know, and you had to hold yourself still for 3 minutes.
Yes.
You know, there'd be old glass plates.
Yes.
You used to send them away for gold, silver recovery.
Yeah, because I think it was like a silver nitrate that was used in them. So again, it was. But the acid is going to be dearer because you're going to be using nitric acid. Well, unless you use poor man's nitric, but poor man's nitric is still going to be dearer than bleach. Bleach is going to be the cheapest way of doing it. I think electron scrapper. Personally, myself, I think bleach is because if you can get 5 liters of bleach here in Ireland for less than €5. So
back to the nitty gritty, the main stuff. James is saying, how much is a bottle of whiskey in Ireland? Well, that depends on the bottle of whiskey.
It does depend on the bottle of whiskey in Ireland, so it does. You can have bottles of whiskey for. I've seen bottles of whiskey at €15, and I've seen bottles of whiskey at €500 in shops. So it depends what you're buying. Bleach is five a gallon. Yeah, that's around the same here. But it takes like 25 worth of bleach to get 50. But again, how many pounds of weight of X-ray film are you doing? That's what I want to know. That's the important question. And are you leaving it in there long enough? Some people just go and they dip it in, they pull it out, and they go, "Oh, that's it, it's out, it's done." soak it. You could leave it sitting in there for 3 days if you want. It's not going to make any difference. Just put loads of it in and soak it.
Actually, I could answer James, couldn't I? How much is a bottle of whiskey in Ireland? It's about
about that many ram sticks.
And you have to throw a few of these little square things in as well.
Hey, Mike, what do you got there?
Piece of crap that I'm gonna throw in the breakage.
I
don't know what it is.
Ralph Morrick is saying, has anyone noticed that? Have you got the live chat on, Ralph, or have you got the? Are you on about in live streams, or are you on about comments just on people's videos? Which do you mean?
I couldn't see a link to your channel, even if I went right to the top.
Oh, let me go back to the top here now on because I have YouTube open on the far side.
I'm not in YouTube. I'm just in comments on.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're probably. Oh no, the link is gone. You're correct, Ian. It's no longer pinned.
I just thought you'd moved it to invite only, and I was
no. I had it up there, and it has disappeared. Let me pin it again in case anyone else was there who wanted to come up.
Somebody probably screenshotted it.
Or maybe I forgot to pin it.
No, it was up there because that's how I came up there.
Yeah, but you came in straight at the beginning, you see, before all the chat started filling up.
Back to the beginning to see my impersonator.
Yeah, you're going to. Well, it wasn't right at the beginning. It might have been about half an hour into the show, maybe 20 minutes in. You will see your impersonator come up.
Yeah, your link was not pinned, but it was only about a dozen spots down in the chat, so I was able to find it quickly.
Yeah. So that's what it was my fault. I apologize. I didn't pin it. I did about £10. Yeah, £10 isn't going to be enough to make it viable to do silver recovery from X-ray film. So if you're doing it as a living, it's not going to be viable. For the likes of me as a hobbyist, it doesn't bother me if it costs me a bit more than what I get out in silver because I don't sell it. I hold on to it, and I'm hoping, just like gold, that if you hold it long enough, it will become worth it more than what it costs you eventually.
Brought me out today.
What happened?
I broke up a telescope. I don't know what they call it. A refractor telescope?
Reflector.
But
yeah.
I've had it for ages and there were bits missing. I kept saying I'd get the bits, and then tomorrow I'm going to weigh in. Contrary to Shirt Scrapper's advice, I'm weighing in all my aluminum. So it all has to go in, and this was all cast aluminium, and it had to get broke up. But I'm keeping this because...
Well, technically, Ian, that's aluminum.
It might come in handy.
Not with the reflection that's in it.
I might make a solar still.
Technically, that's aluminum.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Jason.
It's a first surface mirror, and it's polished aluminum on the surface there.
Pretty
now,
sick.
it's very, very thin, but it's polished aluminum.
Anyway.
Right. Here's the question. Do you think that by moving the stuff from the left side of your shed to the right side of your shed is getting rid of stuff?
Oh.
You don't have to answer that.
If by moving the stuff from the right-hand side of the shed to the left-hand side of the shed, uncover stuff that needs to go, then yes.
Okay, and have you done that? But jumping into a skip and bringing home a rake of stuff to fill into the space from the stuff that you found to get rid of.
I never said I'd give up scrapping, did I? I just said I'm retired. I can start. You're not going to give up easy money like that, are you?
No, you are not. I'm only messing with you.
Although it has taken me all weekend to sort it out. I feel as though I've stepped back a little.
So I can't just push. Pounds. Okay, well, that's I'll look into that more, Craig, on that one. On the bleach side, because I thought if you had a gallon of bleach, I thought it'd do a lot more than £10 of X-ray film. But I'll look into that, and I will see what information I can find out for you. The other way of getting it off is nitric acid, but nitric acid is going to be a lot more expensive than bleach. Or you can make poor man's nitric as well. That'd be your other option.
Best thing is just to give it scrapping Irish. That really is the best thing.
No, I think you should send all the X-ray films to Shark, because he loves. Shark, you've done a video there lately on, or we talked. I don't. Did you do a video, or do we talk about it? About getting the silver from the Mylars.
We talked about it, and I've done a video where I've removed the Mylars from the keyboards, but I haven't invested in the chemicals or done the process of removing the silver from the Mylars.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering. What I was saying there, Raphael says bleach amount will be decent. Okay.
Well, there's a guy I trust, because.
But what he's saying, what Craig is saying, is that the bleach, like £10 of the X-ray films, is saturating the bleach straight away with silver. But if you have saturated bleach, if you have 5 liters of saturated bleach with silver, you surely have more silver than what you got out of it. That's what I'd be thinking, because
might be he's just going to the shop and buying dilute, household bleach rather than
household bleach is what you use.
Okay, not like what's drain cleaner? Is that? Oh, that's hydrochloric, isn't it?
No, that's sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid. It could be either or. No, but he's using bleach. I'd say he's using bleach. But I'm wondering how is 5 liters getting so filled up. If you're saying that the 5 liters of bleach is not doing anything with £10 of after it's not getting all the silver from £10 of thing, and you're saying from £10 of X-ray you only got less than $25 worth of silver. So that means you got less than an ounce of silver. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the X-ray film is like. I don't know what you see. It's a lot of variables there, Craig, or whichever way you pronounce it. A lot of variables there that could. Some of the X-ray film might have been, I don't know, mightn't have the same amount of silver than the other ones. I'm stumped on that one, to be honest.
1 milligram of silver per miler.
Yeah, well, that's per Mylars. That's different than the X-ray film. Because Shark went through that about the Mylars containing. You'd have to have Shark had done it, worked it out.
He waits, Mike, don't take it, bit. Switch it on, see if it works.
Well, I would, but it fell off the bench. So I don't think it worked.
I just did a look on the gold refining site to see if they had anybody commenting on X-ray films.
Yeah.
And there's a suggestion here about using caustic soda instead of bleach.
Okay.
To strip the silver off of the films. So caustic soda tends to be less expensive, and you need about a 10% solution, it says here.
Okay, that could be interesting. So
yeah, you should be able to get caustic soda real cheap.
Yeah, and that, could you use it on the Mylars, I presume, as well? If it works on the X-ray stuff, it should work on Mylars as well.
Possible.
There's a video in the making there for you, Mike.
Looking for some notes. I used to keep some notes on what on how much of stuff you used to get, and I can't. I'm not finding it. Darn it!
I do the same for copper wire, household, solar, armored. And I just have it. Like, is it how much? What am I going to get out of this if I do it?
Yeah. Phil 13 actually just commented the same thing about the sodium hydroxide.
About the vapors, is it, or which? From like, oh yeah, I had someone recommend using the hot water and a couple of teaspoons of I recovered 20 grams last week from Mylars from keyboards using nitric. How much nitric did you use, and how many pounds of Mylar did you have to get that 20 grams?
Yeah, so I've got some conflicting notes here that I took from various channels that I watch. I've got one that says 24 Mylars should give you about 1 gram of silver, but another place said 26 Mylars will get you 4.5 grams of silver. So it's, of course, a lot of that's going to depend on how good those people did with their extraction, or how good the Mylars themselves were.
Yeah, well, Hill 13 there goes, he got 0.2 of a gram per keyboard, so per Mylar, he got 0.2 of a gram, he was saying, from his. So, again, it all differs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, older keyboards are probably going to have thicker tracings and whatnot, and newer ones are going to have less.
Yeah,
so it's going to all
exactly.
I've been reading a bit of a post there by Andy, Pass the Duck, and I think a lot of us have done all men's shed clearances. Myself, I keep all the tools and I bring them in here. I got to the point where I've got half a dozen old men's tools in here, and I'm thinking, what do I do with them? And I'm trying to find a charity. You know, they send them off to Africa where they don't have power. And it's sad, isn't it? You go into an old man's shed and he's carefully put things in little boxes and stash them, and you just lift it and throw it in its kit. Killed the conversation dead there, didn't it? Sorry.
Sorry. I was reading something there. I was just thinking there. You said you're sending the old tools out to places like Africa and stuff like that. I was thinking, I just have imaginary there now. Someone in Africa, and the old tools that you have in your shed, and they send out, and they have these 2 rocks, and they go, this is what he uses to light fire over in England. You know, this was his first fire lighter. 2 rocks. I think they're a bit more advanced than the old tools you have, Ian.
No, I'm talking, it's like the old brace and bit. Nobody uses them over here anymore. But
that flew over your head. I was just trying to make out that you were back in the story.
Sorry.
I got it. I understood exactly, Ian. Irish, yeah. That was funny.
It must be kind of across the water kind of humor. Like we don't get American humor.
Yeah, we're closer to America. You see, Ireland's closer to America, so we get their humor a little bit better than you do.
You spend too much time in America. That's your problem.
But yeah, you just can't say no, Ian. That's the thing. You can't say no to tools. To tools, you can't say no to tools.
True.
Like, I can't say no to computers. If someone said to me, I have a load of old hammers and old saws, and I'm here thinking, I have better tools than that in my shed. Why would I fill my shed with old tools that I'm never going to use?
I must admit, and I had this discussion at work last week. They said, how are you going on with your clearing? I said, it's dead easy at the moment.
I'm not getting rid of bad things.
Dead easy at the moment because I'm just converting scrap. I'm processing scrap. So the hard part comes when I start coming in here. When it isn't scrap, when I see a value in it, or for example, I've got 4 chop saws, and you think, all right, there are 3 different types of chop saws. Each one's got its own use. One's for cutting metal, one's for cutting wood, and one's a sliding bevel chop saw. So they've got individual uses. You need 4. And this is when the hard part comes, when I come in here and start saying, right, that isn't scrap, but what do I do with it? That's what I've got to be ruthless and say. I don't need it and break it up. Weird.
Hey, Ian, did you catch the picture that I put on my live stream of your shop earlier today?
I did hear you say when I was in chat. You were saying, I took this picture and it looked like Ian Matthews' bench with a board on.
No, did you see the picture he put up of your assistant in the shed?
No.
Oh. You'd have to go back and watch it, so.
I will do. But at the moment, I was listening because I was back and forth filling the car up. I'm not getting rid of anything. Well, I can't get any more in the car tomorrow to go to the scrapyard. So I must be getting rid of stuff.
That's your assistant, Ian.
Gods.
Uh-oh.
I'm just thinking of the hot bits that come off and when they come land.
Well, he was saying he was on about wearing safety gear, and he said that you don't have to be dressed like a fireman. You don't have to have all your fire gear on and all them sort of stuff when you're doing certain jobs. But you do have to be a bit more dressed up than Ian's assistant is here.
The thing is that she's not actually showing her feet. She could have safety shoes on.
Oh my God! Right, let me take his assistant down for a while. But well, sorry, we're not Oscar. You're going to have to ask Oscar to identify that.
Wait, where is Oscar's over here? Oscar, what do you think of that? But look at that. Well, there, you got that one. This is that thing that fell off the bench I feel bad about. Then that one there was in it. And then this one was in it.
I have to ask the question. You're always showing these fancy boards and plain boards. Do you get that one, Mike? Plain boards. But none of them seem to have copper coils on. Oh, you know.
Copper coils. You mean these?
That's why there's never any on your boards.
I only pull certain ones off, though. And the higher end boards don't usually have them anyway.
No, it's usually power boards, and the lower grade boards will have them little thing. I liked your explanation
that was a nice surprise right there, though.
Yeah, it was nice to get one of them gold caps.
I got about 4 of these, so.
Oh, and will all 4 of them have to fall off the bench for you to strip them out?
Anyway, what was that?
Yeah, one might get hit with the van.
Little thing you were showing us.
Oh,
Piddly little things.
That little peanut thing.
You're gonna get something. Get an handful. You know what I mean?
Wait to see what he come up now. Wait to see what he come up.
Got that little peanut thing.
I liked your explanation, E. Matthews, on how they actually work and what they're used for.
All right, okay. So
I did.
Yeah,
You done it on your video. You done it on your video, didn't you?
I did.
There you go.
Now that's a toroid.
I had a bigger one than that, but Copper Stripper took it apart.
Never done catalytic converters. I don't know I haven't come across. I haven't seen a video on anyone actually doing the platinum recovery from the catalytic converters themselves. I haven't seen it. I've seen people saying this is the dust from the catalytic converters, but I haven't actually seen them cut a catalytic converter out, take out the insides, and do it. But I don't mess with the platinum liquid, because the platinum liquid, from the stories I read up on it and how dangerous it is, I don't mess with it.
So there's a guy called Cody's Lab.
Oh yeah.
And he's done, and it was dust from the side of the road. Right? But it's the same thing. If you take it's the dust from a catalytic converter, and he turned it into a little droplet of
I think one of your favorite people on the internet is on YouTube has also done that experiment. Mount Baker.
No. Oh, Baker Metals.
I think he did it one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is unless you're going to go cutting them off of cars, there's not a lot of places to get them. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, unless you are the garage, the scrap dealer that's taking in all these cars with the catalytic converters on them, then but most of them people are just putting them off and selling them to someone else, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, Raphael shot me down in flames. But to be honest, I didn't say that was how toroids worked. I said that's how inductors worked. Toroids are transformers. But
speaking of street tips, I don't know if anybody else noticed. He released a video yesterday, I think it was.
After they changed from valves to transistors, I kind of lost it after that.
Ian, stop interrupting.
Sorry, apologies.
Street Tips released a video yesterday, and he actually put a small gold bar, 6.8 grams, up on his eBay site. So 6.8 grams, according to my math, is about $950. He sold it for $1,500.
Wow. Just a quick one there. There was a guy in the private chat there. I only spotted it there now. There was a guy in the private chat asking, could he come up? And he's no longer in the basement. Sorry, I only seen the chat there now. If you wish to come back, you are back. You're going to have to show your face, Alex. Unfortunately, it's one of the rules I have. If you don't want to show your face, I'm afraid you can't come up. It's just one of the rules I have. Nothing against you, but you have to be to show your face, Alex.
He's not showing his face.
Yeah, but he says he's a real scrapper.
My camera broke. Unfortunately, I can't. You could be someone pretending to be a real scrapper, and you just want to come on to shout some sort of obscenities, and if I bring you up and you do that, it jeopardizes my channel. So unfortunately, I can't do it. If your camera's broken, Alex, nothing against you. It's just I can't take the risk. Sorry, I do apologize. But,
sure. You ever hear one of these?
Oh, very nice, Mike.
You ever hear of that? It's an Intel i287.
Very nice.
I never heard of
Alex, no, I don't. He's going. His channel name is Alex the Real Scrapper. So I don't know. Without showing your name, without showing your face, sorry, Alex, you ain't coming up. So I'm going to have to remove you from the basement, and because I won't be taking the risk with anyone unless I know them. So I have to be willing to show their face, because they have to be willing to take the heat if they do something. They have to be the person to show their face if they're going to do something stupid. So if they're not willing to show their face, then they ain't coming up.
Ian does something stupid every week, and you let him come
Well,
up.
at least he shows his face when he does it.
I can show all of my face.
Look, time has flown by anyhow. So we're nearly there. It's 9:10. So
listen,
before
I don't have to go to work tomorrow. We can stay.
All right, shut up, you muppet. You just rubbing it in now because you're retired. That's all you're at. E-Waste Mike, what's your plan for the week?
My plan is to call in the morning and get some copper prices. And if they're good enough, my copper is going away maybe Tuesday. But rest of the week, I'm just doing copper and motors and all that other fun crap. No real plans. I got about 600 pounds of copper, so maybe I'll get rid of it.
Okay, cool.
300 kilograms, 200.
300 pounds of it is bright wire.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was 405 last week, so we'll see if it goes up. I wasn't paying attention to Shark's live stream, so I don't know if he said anything about copper or not. I was only there for the safety thing, you know.
Only there to talk about the safety squints.
Yeah. And meet Oscar, who I don't really care for.
Meet Oscar. Right, Shark Scrapper, what's your plan for the week?
Well, we're going to start out by Mrs. Shark has been cooking all day, so I have no idea what's down in the kitchen for Father's Day, but I know it's going to be awesomeness. But as far as the week goes, I've got a lot of stuff piled up that needs to get processed. I'm finally done with contractors in the house, so I can focus on getting to work. I've got, I need to get a couple of pallets ready for Boardsort. So I've got a bunch of work to do down there, and I guess there'll be some videos coming out, and then we'll continue to test Oscar and put him through his paces.
Good. Ian Matthews, what's your plan for your week of semi-retirement?
I filmed a load over Friday and Saturday. I must have filmed 8 hours, and I'm torn whether to do 8 one-hour vids or 16 half-hour vids. You know, or just condense it and show the highlights. I'm not sure who actually watches.
People watch your videos, Ian. You know people watch your videos, so you know.
And I did some really dangerous electrical stuff. Shirk will love that. Getting some cable and putting 240 volts to it.
Well, you're still here, so it wasn't dangerous enough, obviously. Okay, so we can look forward to either 16 videos or 8 videos. Is that what you're telling us?
Oh, one 16 or one 8-hour video.
Or one 16-hour video. Oh, choice is yours, guys. Vote out there. What do you want to see? 1 6-hour video, 2 8-hour videos, 4 videos.
I just want to watch Ian doing a 240 volt tango.
So it's happened a couple of times.
Mike's Meltdown, what's your plan for the week? So,
I need to get down there and get some things taken apart, and I got my oxalic acid in now, so I need to start working on experiments there.
Okay, cool enough. Any melting or anything to do?
Nope, but you did see my 6-foot-long crucible tongs.
I did. I seen. I was going to say they might be. I said you might need to cut them back a bit. They're a bit too long. Going from 2 foot to 16 foot is a bit much, or 8 foot or whatever. It's a bit. All right. Okay. Cut them back. Well, you need to cut them back to, I don't know, maybe 3 foot might be long enough.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, my plan for the week is I should have a video out this week. I haven't put one out in a long time, so I will hopefully have a video out this week. And I did get my the video is not about the thing I got from Vivor, but I did get my Vivor twin injector. I'm going to call it twin injector furnace from Vivor.
They sent it you then, yeah?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Good.
I have it. So I got my twin thing. So I've ordered, as I was saying, I've ordered a longer tongs for, because I know already the tongs is going to be shorter. Then it's going to be too short. So I've ordered longer tongs. I've ordered extra crucibles. I've ordered the rigidizer to rigidize the kale wool on the side. So I'm sure there'll be a video coming on that. And as I said, you can look forward to maybe seeing me set fire to myself at some stage with that.
What do you need a longer tongue for?
Just so you're not going to be. It's going to be easier to turn it when it's heavy, full of copper, and I'll be further away from it if anything goes wrong.
Come on, Mike, so you can stick it in places that.
Thank you. I said longer tongue, not tongue.
Oh, there's the tongues. Sorry. My. So, guys, if you haven't hit the like, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're just in the background there, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. It does help. And till next Sunday, you should be a video out hopefully Wednesday, Thursday. Have a look for that. And if there's no video out, I should be here next Sunday anyhow live. And I just put the link in there for Everyday Solders. So the link has gone in for Everyday Solders. She's going doing her premiere there now in about 1 minute time. So thank you all for being in as always. Really appreciate you all being in. And as the great Ralph Morrick would say, scrap you all later. And to the impersonator that was out there tonight, job well done.